build. So the idea is that you're lower mana curve, you don't have these big dead cards in your deck. You're playing Tezzeret, which can grab you Ballista, which you can Archway into a big Ballista. You can also just Archway Karn out on turn 2 if you have 4 0-drops and you have a lot of 0-drops, or if you go like, Drum turn 1. You can Karn on turn 2, which is very good against the Affinity decks, and then you can play something big the next turn. The big stuff you can play are another Ballista, Portal, Sundering Titan, Platinum Empyrean, Leveler, Instone. Instone particularly kind of interesting with all the zeros. Every time you play a 0, you get to draw a card. And then also with the every time you play a spell, you draw a card. You can combo kill with this Aetherflux Reservoir. Sometimes is the idea, at least. Then you also have Tezzeret Ultimate plus Ballista, which is interesting. And then you have Explosives, which you can get off Tezzeret for your manufacturing build. How is Claws plus Factory a Punishing Fire Grove combo? Well, it's you spend 1 mana to deal 2 damage to any target, and you gain a life. It's very similar. You just keep it's recursive 2 damage in the same way Punishing Fire is, but you gain the life. I think you're overthinking it. All right. Yeah, I'm not playing. I have Explosives on the board, which I think is better than Ravager. Ravager could be better, I guess. Explosives is a bit more versatile. Ravager could be better. I think, yeah, you know what? Let's play Ravager because of the combo with the Ballista, actually. I think maybe the Explosives is better in the main deck, and then Ravager is better in the sideboard. I think the comparison is just weak. Well, I think who fucking cares? What do you mean the comparison is weak between Explosives and Grove? It's like it's incredibly comparable, but it's like maybe the most similar thing to Punishing Fire ever. But I don't know. Every time I compare any card to any card, I get debate lorded. So tell me any 2-card combo that's more similar to Grove Punishing Fire, and I will gift a sub. Sundering Titan's also a bit better. There's a lot of, Sundering and Titan adjacent decks that are popping up. Okay, so we're going to go Surveil turn 1. And then I will remember to triple block the Tamiya this time, hopefully. Okay, definitely keeping this. So we can use the Archway to give a 1 mana discount to Tezzeret next turn if that's something we want to do. Not saying that that's likely to be that important, but just an option that's available to us. Yeah, usually they make the attack, not this time. Alright, so I think we're going to be casting the Emissary to bait out a Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, I would agree that Tezzeret has exceeded my expectations for Modern. So if I draw a land, I can go Tezzeret, get Ballista, cast Midnight, and then I can Archway. I'd have 1, 2... I would have already tapped the drum, so I guess we'll go minus this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would only be X equals 3. It drew Flame of Anor? Flame would be bad. Dispatch? I'll take a Dispatch. Oh, I missed that. I missed that they had cracked a bobble. Okay. That obviously makes a lot more sense. So Tommy gets plus. Do they have another mana to Urza Saga? They need to be at Mox. Okay, they don't. Interesting. So they don't have Rebuke up. Okay, they just concede. Well, that was a freebie, I guess. So we're on the draw. We're not going to do a ton of sideboarding in general with this deck, but I think there's going to be some like swapping in and out, like the 1-drops for like it's better to have like one of these 1-drops, like a Cage or a Needle, in your main deck over maybe some of the other 1-drops. Didn't have them in your sideboard for Karn. Just do it. I guess the big question is: do I want a Shadow Spear or a Pithing Needle, or do I want Pithing Needle over anything? Needle on Tamio is like Tamio and Emery is like solid enough. I think I probably want access to it. I think I might cut a Ballista. Just trim one. I guess we should have cast Midnight last turn. Well, we get the extra counter on Tezzeret, right? Don't think we were supposed to say no to a hand like this. Can you explain how the Aetherflux kill works? So usually you're going to Karn for Instone, then you're going to draw a ton of cards, then you're going to use those cards to cast Aetherflux. Cage for Neoform? Yes. And the Grixis Reanimator deck too. Whoa, Archway is pretty crazy. How did you remember this card? Did you see it used somewhere? Don't know if you're memeing, but I did see it somewhere. I saw it on Aspiring Spikes Moxfield Archway. we played it a pretty good amount so far. A lot of different versions. And you know, this is of course why we do what we do. That when new interesting cards get printed, we've got this kind of stuff ready to go. First time I've seen it since Pinnacle came out. Yeah, I mean, it's the first time since Emissary came out. Like, you know, like we played a lot of this card so we can understand it, so that when they print like a munitions and an Emissary in the same set and a Tezzeret, like we just can build this deck really fast. Karn? Okay, not a Karn. Probably a little cooked this game on the draw with kind of a clunky hand. No Moonstairs in this list either. Are they really that much worse than Drum? I think they are like significantly worse than Drum. Like Drum makes mana immediately off of your 0 mana creatures. The 0 mana creatures are way better with Drum. You want to play the 0 mana creatures in this build. They also cost generic mana, which is way better than a blue mana. Like I do think that they are like significantly better than Drum. Yes. Or sorry, Drum is like very meaningfully better. How did Scales with Loading Guns Ahsoka? I think that Scales of all of the artifact decks is the weakest to hate cards, which is not a good place to be right now. Yeah, you could maybe play one Moonstare off Tezzeret. I don't think it's that's a bad idea. No, Moonstare also has the upside of like tapping munition tokens. But it just like it makes these tap for mana immediately. It's just I guess that's also the case with Moonsnare. But making a colored mana in your Emissary munitions deck is good too. So we're going to take 8, I guess. What did we draw? We drew Karn this turn. And y'all made me cut the stupid explosives from the sideboard. You did that yourself. Okay, so let's say I go cast Karn off Saga, Opal, Springleaf Drum. I guess I'm going to be one short of activating the Archway. So I guess what we could do instead is we could get Opal, and then we could go cast Ornithopter, Midnight, maybe Map. And then we could tap the Opal and use this floating mana for Map or the stuff to improvise out Karn. We'd have 2 mana left after that. Do you think improvising out the Karn is going to be the move? Maybe they have some counter magic and maybe we go to the next game. Okay, so I grab Mox Opal. You have to need to play these out first instead of accidentally giving a Mox Opal improvise. So do I want to tap one of my creatures or leave it back as a blocker? Yeah, I think I'm just plussing the card this turn. So let's leave these back to chump. Seems like they have a counterspell. All right, so now I've got a chump. Let's go to game 3, I think. Just speed it up. Have I considered another sack outlet formations outside from EE? Okay, so in this deck, we've got Claws of Gix. We have EE that you can get off Tezzeret. We have Ravager off Karn. This is, if you're really thinking about it, assuming that you're counting the tutors as options, this is 14 ways to sacrifice our munitions tokens. And you get to do it really incidentally without really sacrificing your card quality. So I don't really feel like we need to do much more. Yeah, I did cut the explosives on the board for the Ravager. I thought I updated the Mox field, but let me double check. It looks like I'll go ahead and change that. What I already did. Arcbound Ravager. Like, what's my ideal party of 4 creatures? Cleric, Warrior, Rogue, Wizard. Whatever players are having the most fun with is my ideal party. I really want another artifact for the Emissary. I'm a little bit worried about getting my Karn countered again. Yeah, I do know that Lightstall is a wizard and Guide of Souls is a cleric. I don't know how easy it's going to be able to get Rogue and what's the other one? Whichever one the other one is. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Ballista on 0 also. It was better to play the Vents, actually, so that the Archway line is less telegraphed. Although if my opponent just holds up counter magic, I'm really happy, I think, to just play an Emissary. Dude, the Bond doubling the ETB of Lightstall is kind of fun. There's also, I guess, it's probably better to do it off the red creature. Probably still not very competitive. Repeal the Mox. Repeal hasn't really entered in any of my list, although I do think it's pretty good. Johnny's a warrior, Guide is a cleric, Lightstall's a wizard, Interrupter in Nurturing Pixie are rogues. Let's go. Have I played Manufacturer with Urza yet? Urza I don't think is good, honestly. I just don't think it fits in any of the lists. Okay, they did tap out of blue. So I'm a mana short of going Emissary into Improvise. Almost did what I warned y'all not to do. As far as Disciple of the Vault, which is worse than the 2-mana one that improvise or makes a 1/1 Thopter, I wouldn't bark down that tree too much. Probably there may be some. It may be better than I think, but I don't think it's all that interesting. I guess Karn Uptick does let you sack munitions. Hasn't come up. Kind of interesting. So they can play another spell for the Steel Cutter off the Emery at the very least. It's really bad if they can deal 3 damage to the Karn, or sorry, 4 damage to the Karn. But I think I'll be, content enough to Ensnaring Bridge this turn. Could play technically a 4-drop. Let's get the bridge. Does animating core unattach it? Yeah. But then you got another 2/2 to worry about, but it does unattach it, yeah. And they can't reattach it. I guess they couldn't anyways because of Karn stopping the equip, but I think you can never attach creatures to creatures. Although casting 2 spells does that reattach? I don't think it does because creatures don't get attached to creatures. Yeah, you need reconfigure. Any consideration to not play the pinnacle so that we could improvise bridge and pay for rebuke? They were like pretty clearly F6, so I wasn't that worried about it. But if they weren't, then I think that would have been fine. The trigger would not attach it. Cool. Thank you, judges. I guess we could have attacked first. I'm kind of looking to win this game in a bit more spectacular fashion, though. Like, I really want to draw any spell so I can end stone here. Although, I guess end stone bridge is a little awkward, but sue me. That's what I want to do. Although, I could also just Sundering Titan both their lands. Okay, well, Sundering Titan their lands first. That's the responsible thing to do. All right. This is pretty cool. Okay, my opponent's on the play. I miss Ets Champ. I played a little Ets Champion in the Grief Scam days. It wasn't great. Right, they play a frog, or they graveyard a frog, so either means they need lands or they already have a frog, usually. Right, well, we don't have any untapped blue, so it's not like we need to think too long about this one, I guess. Definitely keeping a Tezzeret. There's the frog, so hopefully they don't have a Force of Negation. You know what? I guess it's better to go Emissary first, because then... Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to drum. If we go munitions... Yeah, I think we'll just do this into Opal, into Manufacturing, into Midnight. I guess it's a little worse against Solitude. Alright, your turn. What did they pitch? Wrath. They pitched Wrath Disguise? That can't be good. Yeah, I think they... I mean, if the 2 of the last 3 cards are White Source, Wrath, I don't know what we're waiting on here. Does seem like they're trying to draw. I'm going to block. Okay, I mean, they almost definitely have another Wrath Disguise in their hand. Karn? Right. I think I'm still hiding the Archway for now. Although if we're right, then we're in bad shape. I do think I want to be able to block the frog if they fly it or if they don't. I don't know, maybe they just pitched it. Yeah, the problem with Battleship is it kills so much of our own stuff. I think I'm definitely planning to think about, is there a spot where I'd want the Battleship, but okay, I think they just pitched the Wrath, y'all. I'm trying to think about like spots where would I want the Battleship if I had access to it, but so far that hasn't happened. Oh, they saw what Thoughtseize. I guess we should have played it. They attack. We make a token. They did return to Solitude, so we'll see if they Solitude my construct, pitching a second Wrath Disguise. They just have a Fatal Push. So take 1. And then they draw a card. They've got 3 cards in their hand. They play a tapped Fountain, so hand a Solitude Mystery card. This ticks down. We draw a Pinnacle Emissary, which we don't need to cast right this second. We're going to get Claws of Gix, I think. And I think we might as well warp the Emissary to protect it from Thoughtseize and get an extra token. And tap it to drum. So I don't think my opponent will be discarding any cards here. Oh, they discard a Frog. Their hand right now is just a Solitude. Fry the Frog. Get in there. This gets warped, which you can cast it again next turn. They're going to hardcast Solitude on my construct, and I'm going to get to kill it with Claws of Gix. This construct has Summoning Sickness. This ticks down to 3. I think we are going to go to combat first. So if I go Tezzeret off 1, 2, 3, I have to tap this. Then I don't have that many other tokens to play. I guess what we're going to do now is attack with the construct. Yeah, I think pitching Frog was right, because otherwise it's just like the Frog is going to die to a token later, so you might as well just do it for 0 mana instead of 2. So we go Tezzeret. I was thinking I was going to cast the Emissary after untapping. But if I do that, that does mean I'm not... It does mean I'm not killing the Solitude, which is probably wrong. I guess we're pivoting our plan a little bit here. Let me see what they're drawing. They're drawing a copy of Thoughtseize, so... wrong time on the bobble crack, whatever. You get to Thoughtseize me. My gift to you, since you gave me the gift of pitching the Wrath, I suppose. We're at a cool 31. Alright, so we draw a pretty Thoughtseizable card. Should still be in great shape, though. Could Ultimate Tez. I don't think we could Ultimate Tez that turn, right? I wasn't seeing the line, at least. Okay, so we play the Emissary. Seems like we probably are just getting another... Wait, I guess can we Ballista? Or how much can we Ballista for? 1, 2, 3. Ballista X equals 3? It's probably better than a bauble here. We get 2 more counters on the Tezzeret. Another manufacturing token. Alright, they don't draw another Wrath. I thought that Wrath would have put them in that good of shape because they would have taken 9 damage, and then we just saw Tezzeret in play. Okay, up a game against maybe Esper Flicker, maybe Esper Gorios. I think Gorios is more popular, but we didn't really see anything that says it's definitely that deck. So I guess we don't bring in the Cage because we don't have that info yet, and we probably just run it back. How many EOE cards do we have? We have 12 in the main and then 1 in the side. The Instone. Almost played the Battleship again, but decided not to. Alright, let's keep this on the draw. I bring in Orb. Would you bring in Orb or leave it to Tutor of Karn? Because I think I'd rather Tutor it off Karn. Seeing a Plat Angel the side Slayers. We don't have Platinum Angel. We have Platinum Empyrean. The better Platinum Angel. I think we'll keep a land. Not very good, but I think fine. Yeah, y'all gotta delete Gear per Aether Grid from your databanks, y'all. That card is not good. Maybe we should cut the Might. You think like Emissary is the strongest card from EOE? I think it's definitely Quantum Riddler. The thing is, like, Emissary is like powerful, but like, you know, in a format full of Wrath the Skies, it has a really, really low ceiling. Quantum Riddler isn't like really weak to almost anything, like maybe Torp Orb effects and like Dispute and stuff, but like those are really dealable because you're playing a deck full of answers. So yeah, for me, it's I'm definitely very Riddler pilled. All right, they hit a Solitude. Probably getting Mox Opal this turn. I guess I could save it in case I drew my Casta thing enablers. For that, but only Anvil with Munitions Factory. I mean, I played Anvil kind of recently before EOE came out, and I was really unimpressed by it. But that doesn't mean that it is bad because like a lot has changed already. All right, so we eat our first Wrath Disguise. They kindly spare my Springleaf Drum. So nice of them. So I want to Karn Needle the Frog. The problem is the frog is still gonna be good. So maybe we could find a better line. Yeah, how about we go 2/2 Ballista and then put a counter on it with the Tezzeret. And then they're still gonna have a pretty good time flying the frog, right? Does seem like the last card's a white card. If you're in for Anvil, you go Viper too. I mean, that was my first draft of that Rakdos Viper list, had Anvil, and Anvil was really bad when I was testing it off stream, so not that it can't be correct, but oh, they discard a card in response. They discard a Solitude in response. And then they discard White Orchid Phantom. Interesting. So are they committed to discarding the card they draw, then flying the frog, then killing the Tezzeret? They're committed, so let's just let them do that. I think in Modern, instead of doing manufacturing Anvil Viper, I just cut the Anvil do Viper stuff. Yeah, I mean that was my decision point pre-EOE. Again, maybe something has changed, but that was the same thought I had. Okay, so they have basically 6 toughness frog. Then they wisp my Ballista, probably. Oh, no, they probably go the Overlord. All right, that's a really gross top deck. Untapting Ornithopter to chump. That might have been better, yeah. Might have been better. Would have worked out way better. So I think all we can really do is I think we should play the drum and then Karn for bridge and then hope for the best. Take 9 or 10, maybe 11 if they discard both to frog. I guess they're gonna kill the card, so we're gonna take like 5. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. No, they just get the wisp back. Yeah. Sorry about that one. Realize as soon as we did it. Maybe they also have like the Witch Enchanter down here. We have game 3 on the play. Okay. We'll take that. Obviously, still was a punt, but now they just don't have the free ensnaring bridge destruction. Maybe this means that they have a consign already or something like that. They do take a White Orchid Phantom. We should have one more basic in the deck. Don't think there's a lot of reason to play the claws right now. We might draw weapons manufacturing or Pinnacle Emissary. They didn't have the consign. It does seem like they probably have an answer for the bridge if they they're playing optimally. Doesn't feel good to have to YOLO bridge in this matchup, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do against Solitude decks. All right, well, one good punt deserves another. Feel a little weird exposing the Archway to another Phantom. Probably wouldn't be that big of a problem. So they Solitude pitch Felia. So do I play around I think I play around Ephemerate instead of playing around another Overlord. I think they only have one Overlord left in the deck. Although I guess they could just Ephemerate the Overlord, so I guess this doesn't really do that much. Instead they have Ophelia, so they're in top deck mode. They just top deck a Godless Shrine. We'll make sure, of course, to stay under 2 cards in hand. So if I play Claws of Gix, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I said play Claws of Gix, but then I counted not Claws of Gix, but still casting it. Okay. They have a lot of scary top decks, but that wasn't one of the really scary ones. We need to find a Karn pretty fast, or maybe a Tezzeret. Maybe weapons manufacturing. I guess I'll let the Solitude get the Ballista get exiled. Might get it back with Karn. I already have one for Karn. Okay, so we'll play this, and then yeah, let's leave up the ability to deal 2 damage and play around Thoughtseize now. They have 1 card in their hand that they just drew. It's a Surveilland. Graveyard, 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 graveyard. Yes. A Flooded Strand. Your turn. They have so many outs that we're not feeling very comfortable here, but they find a Vexing Bauble, which they'll almost certainly cycle right now. I would cycle this every time. Maybe they'll find it in their heart not to. Okay, they don't. Rewarded, I guess. Thoughtseize. All right, that's gonna do it. Game 3. So they are confirmed, not Reanimator. I do think I want to cut the Haywire Might. I could Needle Frog. I think I'm just gonna play the 4th Ballista in the main. Not that it's super good against them, but it can be kind of generically okay. Well, this hand could definitely do some stuff. Let's keep. So we go next turn. So turn 1 Archway into Saga, Emissary, Drum, Manufacturing, Bauble. Isn't Haywire good for Overlord? I don't think that's good to Haywire Might an Overlord. You have to do it. To have to do it aggressively stinks to try to play around Wisp if that's the case. I don't know. It's just I would say that that's the only thing it does is kill an impending Overlord. Although, sorry, it kills Vexing Bubble too. So I guess that was maybe good reason to leave it in, huh? I also miscounted for some reason. I think I'm still going to be just getting as big a little board as I can. Good job, Vexing Bauble. Here's my board. Your turn. Are there no answers to Wrath? We have Manufacturing, Karn, Tezzeret that we can try to get in play before Wrath. We're playing a Karn board, so we're not really good at sideboarding a bunch of options for it. This is kind of the reality too. Is it's like if you board in a bunch of counter spells, like you still take turns like this, and you still just get wrathed really harded, and that's kind of the format with these decks to some extent. Wrath is very efficient. Yeah, let's keep this in the play, I think, in the blind. Obviously very land heavy, but we get a surveil, we have a lot of good top decks. I don't think I want to map. It's not the worst draw though. It gets to be Saga. Someone has asked me to please not roast their deck. Listen, I'm happy to see a Plains Aether Vial. Sliver. Let's go. The Sliver card, the Thrumming Hive Pool. That card is pretty cool. It sure doesn't seem like it does anything, but it is very cool. Or sorry, it does like just the slivers in general. The card quality is pretty low. The best sliver is maybe this one, which isn't even really a sliver. How does one get out of the boomer mindset that new sets shouldn't consistently put out more efficient or powerful cards? What's a better perspective? I think the best perspective is that like we don't have control over the cards that get printed, you know. I think that you can enjoy formats if you're enjoying them, and if you're not enjoying formats, you can play something else. I think that trying to have control over a big corporation that's making a game that you have no input on, and like angrily typing every time they do something you don't like, is not a healthy way to engage with Magic the Gathering or in general. And there are better ways to engage that involve just playing what you enjoy playing, and if you're not liking a format, if you're not liking something, doing anything else with your time. There's a lot of things you can do in life that are not Magic the Gathering, and if you want to play Magic, there's a lot of ways to engage that are not the format that you're not happy with too. Harmonics, or what's the sliver that like Rex Sages on ETB? That is a pretty good sliver right now. When this creature enters, deals 1 damage to player planeswalker, and you gain 1 life. But it does have attacks, don't they? Oh, I drew Karn. Wow. Okay, so I can improvise out, let's see, 5 plus 5, 10 mana? What do I even want to get? No, stop! What is this? Oh, they're just tapping the 8th file because I'm playing Karn, is what this is. It's Spiteful Sliver. Okay, so I have 10 mana. Let's get a Platinum Empyrean. That's ooh, oh wait, no. Let's play slivers, baby. Let's play some slivers. Yeah, Portal. There's better options. I think that Platinum Empyrean is probably completely unbeatable for them, but let's play some slivers. This is really cool though. Archway plus Karn is pretty dope. This could kill me. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay losing. All right. They sack Spiteful Diffusion and Mariner. So what do I take first? I'd probably take my own Spiteful Sliver. Okay, now all their stuff has flying. I only have 1 flying blocker. They can kill my card. They do kill my card. Good, good, good. So I think I'm gonna just get in with my Pinnacle Emissary, and if I block their slivers, I get more slivers back. No, this only hits players or planeswalkers. This card is unbelievably bad, unfortunately. Realm Walker! That's the best possible sliver here. There's not a better sliver. Midnight could have hit because it can't block the flyers. That's true. We could have. Couldn't they block though? It's a large, Matthew. I thought I voted on the poll. If you want to get me a large and an extra large, I'll pay for both. But if we can only do one, I'll just do large. Because sometimes they run a little small on me. Five. Okay, they just send in with everything. So if I take 4, I don't think my Ballista is going to be lethal, kind of no matter what happens. Opponent's definitely on Coco. I mean, it doesn't look like they can cast a Coco. Interesting. So now this means I have 4 mana, which is 8 damage after I cast the Ballista. If I tap this, I have 6. 6 plus 8. 6 plus 8 plus 5. Is 19. I tap Midnight. Well, Midnight is like half a damage or 1 damage, so I'm trying to figure out which of those is the best. So I guess we have determined that we are not in a spot where we have good. Oh wait, I didn't cut the Spiteful Sliver. Hold on, I think I have exactly enough. 6 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. Spiteful Sliver for the win, baby. Let's go. Yeah, we're not playing the new Tolarian Academy, mostly because it's just worse than the MH3 Tolarian Academy. Oh yeah, I can ping my own Spiteful Sliver. Wait, no, I miscounted. Huh. Oops. Where did I miss the point? You tapped Midnight? No, I thought I attacked with the Midnight. If I tapped the Midnight, I should have tapped the drone token. Oops. Okay, I mean we lose the slivers, that's okay. Alright, let's run it back. I attack with the flyer. Well, I had a summoning sick drone. I didn't tap. I'm not counting the one that came off the Ballista. So I think that's where we messed up, or someone here messed up. It's not important to say who. Let's keep this. If we miss on our first land, we can still play drum and then pop off a little bit. You had a summoning sick. You could have tapped and said, "Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I said," but it's okay. We could move on. Alright, turn 2 Aether Vial. I can't play the car in this turn, can I? I see, Mark, I see. We're getting Harmonic Slivered. Let's go. Harmonic Sliver is pretty crazy. Can I Torpor Orb this turn? I think I'm one short. Oh my gosh, I did. I did exactly what I warned myself about doing. I forgot to cast the explosives first. Yeah, we might be getting slivered. Wait, are they gonna play double Harmonic Sliver? Let's go. Okay. These are 1/1s? Okay. Never punished. Or am I just throwing for for sliver equity? So I could go. Yeah, the drums are just like minus too much mana, I think, for me to try to double improvise this turn, right? I just go get a 1-drop, I guess. I think I'm grabbing Torpor Orb. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed the +1 ammunition. That's still not a line that's like super on my radar. Wagon slivers and everything you've learned just falls apart. Okay, so they do get to put the card into 1, but then I can kill the munitions. Got backup card, got a lot of artifacts. Orb is kind of free to play next turn. They have a 3rd Harmonic Sliver? Wait, now everything is flying, so now my drones block really, really well. And I do not think it was right for them to play Cloud Shredder. I still can't block the Changeling Outcast, but yeah, their attacks seem maybe not the best there. Maybe I'm supposed to improvise that orb, and then so I go orb, tap here, make a token, and then I tap the token to drum, and then I play the card. This is also a little worse. I just literally can't think straight since we're playing in slivers. Okay, do I get Portal? Do I get Instone? Instone's really fun. I'll just get the Empyrean this time. Or plus Bridge. I think Or plus Empyreon's better. They have Realm Walker. Bridge always? I mean, I have Torpor Orb. Like, how are they killing my stuff? Surely, like, their only answer is Harmonic Prodigy, right? Or Harmonic Sliver. I mean, Harmonic Sliver is a pretty good reason to play this deck right now. You probably just main deck 4. They can poison me out? I guess. I feel like it's so unlikely they're playing the 1/1 poison sliver. Oh, I thought I unclicked this. It doesn't matter a ton. Okay, they concede since it seems like Orb Empyrean is indeed a lock. I think Needle's probably a little bit better than Might. Yeah, a little bit of a weird Convoke bug there. This hand can turn 2 card without Archway. Huh. I think we do still have our busted turn 1. What's it like to have built the perfect deck? Just another Wednesday. So I think I'm gonna go Karn for Ravager. Let's see what we draw. Saga? Yeah, let's go Karn for Ravager. I think I'm gonna leave the drones back also. Just in case they have the Flying Haste Sliver. We are definitely not the beatdown. It's turn 2, but we're already very behind. Changeling, Outcast, Predatory Sliver here. They have Diffusion? Is this spell? It is spell or ability. Wow. Pretty good against my plan. No, you gotta kill the Karn. Yeah, come back. Pull back. Oh my gosh. They just don't kill Karn. So I don't have like a Mox Opal I can get off Karn for me to actually be able to kill the Diffusion Sliver, though. Maybe they were right. Maybe they didn't have to. Can I die next turn? Seems tough. So I cut the EE for the Ravager, which has already been worse for whatever that's worth. I think I just grab Haywire Might. Just put myself in a spot where I've got pretty good blocks. Dump my hand, grab bridge. Well, how do I dump my hand enough to like... I can't get down to 2 cards in my hand and play bridge. Or 1 card in my hand and play bridge. The dump your hand part of that equation is just holding a lot of water there. So they play a Harmonic Sliver. They probably kill my Ravager, right? They do kill the Ravager. So I think I just modular over to the Haywire Might. I don't think there's really much reason in sacking my munitions since they everything has the ward. And then they kill the Karn, so I can't just plus, but I can get my Claws of Gix now. So we get the Claws. I'm unclear if there are laws or not at the moment. Target the Diffusion Sliver. Pay 2. Oh, no, do not. I'm going to sack Claws to its own ability. Glad they added that. And yeah, I do think I'll play the Mid-Might. Even though I'm missing out on munitions, I think just having 2 more activations up is going to be pretty tough to lose. I guess we can go ahead and just kill the Predatory Sliver too. Can we not just get Ballista for 0? I guess I'm confused what Ballista for 0 was supposed to do on that board. Take one, I think. Dude, Claw's manufacturing is so good. I'll never compare it to any other card again, but it's pretty good. We'll leave up the last sack here. I was gonna name Poisonous Sliver. So we'll name something silly, I think. Is there like a complement? Like, what's a complementary card we could name with the Pithing Needle? Plain wide celebration. We could probably have done better with a little bit more thought here. Yeah, Warm Welcome would have been good. You know, the meta is, you know, usually abandoned reason, you are already dead. But maybe just starting a meta of like very sweet card names is a good direction to go. Isn't there a new love song? There's a card called Love Song or something like that. That would be pretty good. Pretty good. All right, 2-1. Defeated Slivers. I think I'm keeping this. I'm gonna put back Karn. That's way better if it draws a land, but we can turn 1 manufacturing and play claws afterwards. GG's bathroom. Fun match. Now we get to do this. We don't have to sacrifice our opal yet. Not a bad turn 1. So Utopia's probably means they're back on regular Eldrazi. That might be back in vogue here. Yeah, but sometimes also just like using manufacturing to control the board, where explosives like blows up all your own stuff, can sometimes be pretty bad. Okay, we are gonna go kind of just hard with Claws and Gix this game, I think. Gonna deal them 6 damage here. Probably. It does mean that we're not gonna have a good archway sequence, but I don't think we can probably do that with this draw anyways. What about putting Crime Novelist combo and munitions? I do like Crime Novelist a lot. I would be open to it. Okay, let's probably kill the spawn. Have we finally solved Claws of Gix? Well, I think maybe a card got printed that's good with it. It didn't feel like it was very solvable before. But there sure seems to be like a singular card that it works well with. They sure are tanking a lot for somebody with no colored mana. Maybe they have like Talisman Rumble or something. Did you read Slivers list? Well, it made me sad because Slivers is you know, bad. We lose. All right, good. I had a good think there. I think we'll just go to keep it moving here. Huh. They had a nice think. Yeah, I brewed a Hatching Plans Claws deck like long before I was streaming. With like, so you had Monastery Mentor. Then you could play 0 drops for Monastery Mentor with Claws. So and then you Hatching Plans and you draw a lot of cards for Mentor. And then you could Sun Titan back your Mentor or your Hatching Plans. It was a very fun deck. Probably like 2013. Yeah, the thing is, Battleship kills our own stuff too much, but maybe we should be playing it just get more reps in. I did update the Trash for Treasure deck. Probably playing it tomorrow. Wasn't there a PO build? Okay, I've heard so much about paradoxical outcome manufacturing. Like non-stop people talk about this. But it doesn't outcome doesn't bounce tokens. I haven't seen a list. I honestly think that people are playing outcome weapons manufacturing at FNM and they're bouncing tokens at FNM. That's what I think is happening. Single player list was really, really bad. Okay. We did Sundering Titan today, yeah. Sundering Titan's a bit better with like the Quantum Riddler builds out there. I haven't tried. So yeah, the O4 robot I think is like kind of good. The thing is, it really rewards you for playing like Mirror Retriever. I think more so than just Kappa Cannoneer Thought Monitor. I think you need to have like the good Mirror Retrievers in there, and I don't think that you're very incentivized to play those cards with the other good affinity cards. So like that one would have been more interesting if like all the other artifact cards weren't better. PO seems great if I mean I agree PO seems great if you already have everything. I'm on board with that comment. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, I don't think I want another one. I wasn't asking for the token aspect, just the zeros. Yeah, I don't know. If it's just bouncing the zeros, I don't think I'm that interested. Outcome has just always been in Modern so win more and like worse than other options and like very counterable and very hard to win the turn you cast it. It's like it just doesn't have the enablers. So they exile their commercial district with the Devourer so they don't have a surveil land. So we'll make some artifacts. So they have like a Beseiju. So we can attack a Karn that minuses now. They go Lab Karn here. They lab and print Emrakul. They do have the Karn. Karn the Great Tanker. They plus the card on nothing. We are, I think, always making a Saga token. I want to hide the Archway from a Mycospawn though. Emissary Escort with Sign of Draco. That is kind of something, yeah. Pivo, thanks for the raid. Hope you all are doing well today. We're kind of getting okay. So if we do have triple munitions token, so it's not the worst explosives ever. I think they're maybe realizing that now. And we're also gonna dance the dance. Y'all know about the dance? The dance is to not tap your expedition map. Or to not tap your Urza Saga with explosives in play and just pit the needle explosives. So we needle the explosives. Which is a little weird because we kind of want to... we do kind of want to get our own, but I think it's just so good to get it here. Then we go attack Karn with probably all three, play around Force of Vigor. Then attack them for 10, and then see what they do. They do nothing. So I think we'll just discount Tezzeret by 1. Good afternoon. I think it is afternoon for me here, just barely, Pivo. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. Big just hit needle. That's true, yeah. So maybe you should have attacked the Karn with the big boy too. Okay, so they have a consign, which means we'll just cast a Pinnacle Emissary. Oh, sorry, I thought I still had a land to play. No emissary for me then. Tapping the land gives them priority. So tapping the land gives them info. Tapping the land gives them info. So if I tap a land, then I'm not making a construct token with it. They are greedy, and they want to kill my construct token with the engineered explosives. If I don't tap the Urza Saga, I'm not getting a construct. If I tap it, I'm not getting a construct. Then they pop the explosives. If I just do nothing, their greed almost always means they don't sack the explosives. And that is the Urza Saga explosives Pithing Needle dance. Is that you do not tap your Urza Saga. Then you give them priority. Then if they sack explosives, then you make a token afterwards, which is good because you still get the token. But most of the time, they just greedily don't play around Needle, and then you get them with the Needle. It happens more often than not, even though it shouldn't happen this way for all accounts. Okay, let's attack. Should have enough flyers to present lethal with just the flyers next turn. How do Saga interactions play out that in paper? It's a bit more telegraphed, right? So you, instead of just like silently passing priority back on Magic Online, you go pass priority, or you go, do you have responses? And then they wake up, and then they sack the explosives more often than not. I think when you have to verbalize it, it's tough. But on Magic Online, it's easier to like not like basically have your opponent say, "I have Pithing Needle in my deck." Although you could bluff Pithing Needle if it's not in your deck. If you go pass priority. Kitita Rinse, thank you for the tier 1 for 6 months advance. You just say Saga Trigger. I haven't played paper Magic in a long time. I guess you can't just say Saga Trigger. If you just say Search. Yeah, Search is probably better. When was the last time I played paper? We beat Slivers. We didn't lose the Slivers. You're mistaken. Y'all keeping this on the draw against Eldrazi? I think no. Probably have to keep this one. Yeah, maybe the Hunter Burton was the last time. So March? Dang. This is maybe my like longest stretch of not playing paper Magic since I started playing Magic when I was 18. I've just been so busy. I'm definitely enjoying being really busy too. Okay, so am I going to try to Haywire Might the Chalice? Okay, what I kind of like Haywire Mighting the Chalice because then what I get to do is I get to cast Pinnacle Emissary next turn, then Haywire Might the Chalice and play Tezzeret and play Mox Opal and play Mishra's Bauble and ultimate the Tezzeret all in one turn. I think that seems fine. Might be just a little slow on the draw against Eldrazi though. Can you ask how much you pay for rental? It's like 40-ish bucks. I've had it for a long, long time. I've got the gold tier. I'm like grandfathered into a lower price point, I think. Hateful. Okay, so I really want to ultimate Tezzeret. I think it's just gonna take way too long with the Trinisphere in play. So we'll play the Emissary. Great draw on their part. I like to see the Ghost Quarter make it again. Belcher's been pretty popular. Tron's been pretty popular. Don't want to always play it, probably. So I can go Tezzeret, put a counter on the Emissary so that I can keep my Tezzeret around for a bit. Don't really love the, like, not playing an aggressive game plan, though. That being said, I do think I need to, like, live to ultimate or use the Tezzeret some. I guess if I draw a land, I can. Oh, because the Chalice still counters my zeros. I only get 2 loyalty on the Tezzeret. So maybe I Tezzeret for Haywire Might next turn. I just have K command. Okay, I think we might lose this one. their draw is pretty good. They're scry drawing. Do I scoop to them putting 2 cards on top? I don't know. We'll probably take a draw. Maybe if I could draw Karn. Karn could maybe get us out of this. We could like kill the Chalice and then tutor Haywire Might. Alright, let's keep it going. Trinisphere is pretty good. Pretty good. I think on one land we mulligan. Sounds way better. Gotta put back the Ballista, I think. Let me put that in there for you. Okay, so we'll keep the 3rd land for sure. Thoughtseize Enderfrog. What is this? Splitter Twin? I guess I'm gonna play out the drums here. Why do the normal Eldrazi stray away from the? Why did the normal Eldrazi stray away from this version? Are the Tron lands that much better? The Tron lands are way better against the like grindy flicker decks that were very popular 2 weeks ago. That version is better, I think. Although both versions are good against it, so maybe that's just a freaking wash. But I like the Tron build is more powerful, but it's way weaker to the Eldrazi build. That's usually the main part of that dialogue tree. They discard a Fatal Push despite me having Urza Saga in play. What do I think about that? They Overlord, they hit a Riddler, a Wisp, and a Ketramos. They take the Riddler pretty quickly, too. I guess we'll play the Might. Did this work out for us? It kind of feels like my opponent's last 2 cards like must be Riddler Ephemerate, though. Maybe not. They discard a Delta. They discard a Godless Shrine. They've got 1 card in their hand. Oh, what? Shocked again. Okay. What are we doing? How do we get here? I guess what I'm gonna do is make a construct, get a Mox Opal. Maybe I just get Ornithopter. Yeah, just Ornithopter seems better. I was thinking about casting Tez, untapping, but then it just dies to the frog, so that didn't seem too important. And I'll leave the Ornithopter back. I'm not going to jump this turn. We can jump next turn. This is game 1. I don't have Needle in the main. Yeah, maybe we should have a Spell Bomb. Alright, so they have a Riddler in Warp. It's kind of interesting how they just decided to literally throw away 2 Fatal Pushes. 1 to the Frog and then 1 on the Haywire Might. Discard another Frog. They've got 2 cards in their hand. Maybe their last card is Wrath. You find it difficult to find lines with the amount of decks I play? I mean, I certainly would be playing decks better if I didn't play like 2 new decks every day. But I mean, I'm kind of used to it. It's fun to play. It's fun to find new lines. Why play Ballista? It grows the construct. I can also put a counter out with Tezzeret next turn. And I've decided to not chump block because I want to chump block the frog next turn to protect Tezzeret potentially. If this is Wrath Disguise, we go to lunch, by the way. Okay, the Solitude Pitch Witch Enchanter. If this is like 2-minute tank Wrath Disguise, we go to lunch, but it's not, thankfully. 1 damage or 1 life. They seems like they have Ephemerate, but it's weird that they wouldn't go after both constructs. I think we're the beatdown. Not the most powerful, but I think we're grabbing the bauble here. Maybe it was better to get a Ballista. Okay, so presumably they're going to rebound Ephemerate on the Solitude and then hardcast the Riddler. I think this archetype could make Delirium easily. You have to play Imri. If you play Imri, you play Invasive. If you don't, you play Test of Talents. Oh wait, they went after the Ornithopter instead of the Construct. Huh. I guess that makes sense with the Riddler coming down. They're discarding cards for no real reason. They're killing the Tezzeret. It's only got 2 loyalty. They just discard 2 lands. I get to draw 2 cards because I do have the Bauble draw coming. They play a Marsh Flats. It's a interesting card to draw. They can get the extra draw off Riddler. I mean, didn't they already play the Riddler? I thought they had already played the Riddler. No, they didn't. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that. I just can't get this to big enough. So this is 10. All right, looks like we're YOLOing the bridge again. Oh, off the frog is why. Right, of course. Duh. Good play, good play. Yeah, I remember the first time we were playing Riddler, and there's the chat was like, "This is just Elvish Visionary." It was so funny. All right, well, let's get it done in Snaring Bridge. Unless they have lethal because they discarded so many cards. Looks like they did actually. Yeah, Riddler's so good. The best card draw spell in Modern. Alright, we'll bring in a Needle over the Haywire Might for Frog and Emperor. Yeah, I just looked down for a second and we were dead on board. Would it be worth the sideboard portable hole? Yeah, maybe. I mean, you only have so many slots, and we're trying to like really maximize the archway stuff of this build. But yeah, maybe. Like it's possible, like you could build a more normal version of this deck. That's like maybe you still want to play Karn to like hedge for the mirror and hedge for combo decks, and you don't play as many big stuff for Archway. How does Riddler work in multiples? You get to draw an extra card for each Riddler you have in play if you have 0 or 1 card when you go for the card draw. Okay, this hand can turn 2 Karn, so let's keep. Opponent is in the tank here. Do I want to play Tezzeret instead? A little bit. Seems like they have a consign. So we'll bait with the Tezzeret. And if it resolves, it's not bad. Did resolve. I think I'm grabbing the Opal. I think we'll play it out to disincentivize Thoughtseize a little bit. The Opal gives me an extra mana off the Tezzeret next turn. That's what they were thinking about. Definitely not so bad for me. They pitched a High Noon also. Why not use Drum and Thopter to cast Tez and then play the other 0-mana artifacts? Well, holding the other 0-mana artifacts can be good for Munitions or Pinnacle Emissary. But that would have let me sack the Bauble. I don't think I want to sack the Bauble. I don't think it ends up being much better, but sandbagging this for Emissary or Munitions would be the main reason, right? Typically, you don't play the cards out unless you don't have. They kept a 1-lander, so they have. Maybe they were keeping on the back of High Noon. That seems not that likely. It's +2 loyalty and Tez. Okay. Although, I wasn't exactly thinking that we were going to get Solitude Ephebrated. It's not something that happens very often. So we still get the +1 loyalty on Tezzeret next turn also. Probably being able to sack the Bauble was better if they had the Wrath. Looks like they don't have it this turn though. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can cast a 7-drop. It's a little awkward because I would rather cast an 8 or 9. Maybe that's a little greedy. I could just cast the Instone. The Instone is super fun here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll lose the Karn if I do, and I'll be in a spot where if they just kill my Instone, I'm gonna lose this game. Yeah, and I lose 9 health. So this is me trying to talk myself out of it. I really don't want to talk myself out of it though. I guess we'll get Ballista. Would Emissary with Unbanned Battlethopter? Unbanned Battlethopter. I don't know what that is. What card is that? Urban Battlethopter. My dyslexia strikes again. What kills in? So not very much, but also I could just not draw spells, right? And I lose my Karn, which doesn't seem great. Understanding that there are 8 non-colorless cards. Is there a way to make Mystic Forge style with Fleshraker? Yeah, I mean, that's just not the Archway of Innovation build, but you could. That's just a different deck, I think. Alright, so they are finding land number 2. Are they going to Wrath the Skies? Probably. So we're going to go for Felia instead. I draw another Karn. On 4 lands, Wrath's not very effective now. Well, it sure does kill 4 of my permanents that are tapping for mana with Archway. But maybe I don't know what effective is anymore. Okay, I really want to Instone. I gotta Instone. Coding on land seemed good. It's bad if they have Felia. I guess maybe it's still okay. So they grab a frog, they scam the Overlord. They put the Karn down to 1 loyalty. Again, I didn't want to play the Midnight because I do think it's likely they have Wrath Disguise in their hand. They do find a Witch Enchanter, which they're going to snap up, so they're going to have a land to hit next turn. Okay, so now we can play the Instone and then start drawing cards immediately. A little bit worried about them wisping. Not going to plus here. I think there's nothing good to plus on, just pass. Alright, go down to 10, but then we can stay at 10 again next turn if they hit us. Oh, right, Instone draws off lands too, so we should have... I guess, I don't know, it's like worse if we... No, we should have just played the card first and then drawn, and then we could have played the drum. Won't be the end of the world. Yeah, I don't understand about the idea with Urz's Battlethopter. I don't know why we care about giving our stuff flash for 3 mana. Oh, they could just pick up the Wisp, and then they can kill my... They can kill my Instone. Battlecopter must be the content. That's not the kind of content we do here, you know. Just no thought. Just goofy card, no reason. At least we don't try to. At least we don't try to. I was too excited for the Instone. So I guess we did better with the big boy build. A little late. Maybe bigger is better when it comes to Archway. This build did look pretty cool. I'm definitely down to play another league. We might save a second league of this for between rounds of the challenge on Friday. I have updated Trash for Treasure that I'm probably gonna try to make this backup deck tomorrow. I don't know if I want to start with this, but